Hey everyone, this is episode 483 of the OotiniCast being recorded on the 21st. 483 of the OotiniCast being recorded on the 21st. That is working. 21st of February 2024, and this is the raw version of the show that goes out with all flubs and flaws intact. And then we turn the audio, we clean it up if needed, and put it out as a podcast tomorrow. Also the raw version of the video, which we do on Twitch, will then, once we're done, we'll also put it up on YouTube. So let me go ahead and let people know that we're live. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
OotiniCast.
There
I was really surprised about that. We'll talk about it when we get to the
okay.
What you call that thingy.
Which part? The dev stream?
No. The why am I not remembering what it's called? The poll.
Ah, okay. Yeah, the mind trap.
That's 2 weeks in a row where the numbers were really like.
Yeah.
Last week it was 82% on one, and then on this one it's 46 and 48.
Yeah, so it's like really extreme.
Yeah, it's like I love it though. I like the passion.
Yeah, it's interesting when that happens. I mean, we don't set out to, make ones like this, but we don't not to. We try and, it's not like we're trying to do it the other way either. So, yeah.
Well, last week I knew that it was going to be up there.
Yeah.
But
I figured.
And I was like, I wanted SWTOR to see that.
Yeah, the extremity right was a little high, but yes. Yeah, a lot of folks would be willing to go back to like the pay for expansions separately from the subscription.
Yeah, let us play it for like a year and a half, and then make it free. I'd be fine with that. Mm-hmm. Or make it free with a sub.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what they do now, except there's no additional charges. Just wherever you sub, you get that story, and it unlocks. And then when you let the sub lapse, you just get to keep the story up to that point. It's It's a reasonably clever way to do it. But
yeah, I agree. It's weird how people think that video games should be free. There's a large census of people out there that are like, I have to pay for this?
Yeah, there's because just
Hell yeah, you do.
Yeah, and like there's so many free app games, and they all stink. They all stink because they have to make money some way. So they they either have to cheap things out completely, or throw in a bunch of ads or whatever. But yeah, there has to be some way for them to keep it going. Anyway, all right. So are you ready, Kitty?
Oh, I'm ready, chill.
Okay, my Audacity is rolling, making sure that's still good.
Rolling. Check.
All right, then let me have a little water and we'll get it going. Okay.
I might have to pee later, so if I disappear, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm drinking tea right now, and it always makes me have to go.
Right. Here we go, going into 5. Hi, and welcome to the OotiniCast, the podcast whose silence comes not from doubt, but from certainty. This is episode 483, being recorded on Wednesday, February 21st, 2024. I'm your host, chilling with me is my co-host, KittyKissz. Hey, Kitty.
Hi, chill.
Yeah, and I chose that one because of a tie-in to something that the devs announced since the last show. We'll be talking about the dev stream later on in the show, but what you been up to since the last show?
I didn't get it until you gave that little hint. I didn't know where it was from until you said it was something about SWTOR, and then my brain honed in on it and realized it was Arkin.
That's right.
I like not knowing. I don't read that on purpose, when we start the show because
it's fun. Yeah,
I want to hear it by my, I just want to hear it. And
sometimes I do a little bit of sometimes I do a little bit of like an imitation of the voice. This time I really didn't, but except for maybe a little bit in the cadence, but not. I didn't try to like do the deep arcing thing.
Right. It's funny. You do that every once in a while with certain things.
Yes.
Like the way you say Jean-Paul Zogby, you say it exactly like you did like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's why I say it with you. I go Jean-Paul Zogby.
And I always do it exactly like the announcer in the Clone Wars. That's the whole idea.
Jean-Paul
Zogby.
All right. Well, anyway, I've been playing my Marauder / Assassin through the story. I'm almost done. I just got done with Runic, and I am about to go into Ord Mantell.
Oh, okay, nice. And you are pretty far through it then.
Yeah, and I didn't usually. I'll kind of realize where I'm at, and I'll put a tune in the guild so that I have, I don't. The guild doesn't miss out on any conquest.
Sure.
Because you and I put in some numbers.
Yeah, sure. Exactly.
And I don't want I don't want guild missing out on it. But this time I completely forgot. In fact, I didn't even think about it until I got to this part of the story, and I went, oh crap, I'm almost done. What am I going to do?
And you weren't in a guild at all, so you weren't getting any of the XP bonuses or anything like that?
No. I did. I did. Oh. But what I'm saying is I didn't realize how far along I was, and that we just had server reset. So if I do make a character, then, the guild's going to miss out on all that sweet, juicy conquest points. And it's just kind of weird. I'm like, how that went quick. There's a lot of story, and I played through the majority. I think I skipped Robot World, but that's it. I think I played everything else. And
so you just skip Iocath and the Traitors Trilogy, or at least what we call it.
And what's funny,
it's called Fractured Alliances, but that whole thing is Fractured Alliances, including Iocath. But I always call the Flashpoints the Traitors Trilogy.
See, that's what I always call it too, the Traitors Trilogy. Yeah. And funny enough, I was looking forward to Nathema, and because I wanted to kill Theron. And when I skipped it after I said okay, I went, all right, wait a minute.
Oh no!
Okay, so Theron's gonna make it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you skip it, there's no way he's dying.
But because this is my playthrough, is what would Darth Bane do when and the character's going for the rule of two kind of thing. So
he's wiping people out left and right.
Oh man, killing them all over the place. And I always feel bad. Always feel bad when I do really mean stuff, like killing Senya. That is heart-wrenching.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's just like so sad, and I'm like, oh man. And I'm playing a character, so it's okay. No one's really getting hurt. No moms died in the this playthrough, but I still feel bad. And I realized that the Runic story and what's after Runic? I forgot what that was. It was like a little part after Runic. Right.
There's the Voss bit.
Voss bit. Okay. Playing through the Voss bit, there's a lot of little different things it feels like they added that makes the playthrough a lot. It makes it fun. It makes it I don't know what it is, but they're slowly adding certain things to the gameplay that I don't know. I really, really enjoy. It makes it a lot more fun for me.
You mean in fights or in talks or what?
No. In just the gameplay itself.
Okay.
Like the cutscenes are done really, really well. But the cutscenes are always good. But just the cinematography of the cutscenes and the little things that you're doing in between points that you're going through in order to further the story, or the part that you're playing, is really, I don't know, it's like a lot of fun. There's like little tiny little missions that you do while you're trying to do the overall mission, and I think it's really fun.
Okay.
Like little added things.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed or not, but that really comes into play once we get to Dantooine. There's lots of little, I don't know. It just, it seems a little more fleshed out, I guess, than the older stuff, which makes sense.
Yeah, they keep adding.
Game's older, you're just going to keep getting better and better at it.
Right, exactly. They keep adding tools and stuff to the basic engine, so they can do a lot more than they could for sure. Right. Yeah, for a second there, I thought you meant like I've noticed. A lot of the enemies nowadays will have like little circles where their effects are going to be, or they have little lines that show where it'll pass, the damage will pass through. That really wasn't in the game until not even beginning of Legacy of the Sith. Like recently, it's kind of been added for the most part. Recent. Once in a while, they would do something like for boss mechanics and operations and stuff like that. But now it's often found with just regular mobs and stuff, which I actually really appreciate, because one thing that's not fun is like on some of the early planets, like there'll be silvers that will just straight up stun you for like 5 or 6 seconds, and unless you have your CC break, you can't do anything about it. So you just watch your companion wail on them for a couple seconds with their healing non-damage, and and then it's like, okay, finally we can do something again. And it's like, so if you actually have something that gives you a little bit more of a to go on, it's kind of nice.
It is. I do like the mechanics that they've put into some of the boss fights and the newer stuff, which makes it fun. Yeah. I mean, you're playing through it in story mode pretty much, but I think that's one of the things I like best about playing MMOs is having that boss mechanics in there, and then having friends come in and play it and stuff like that. And it makes it feel a little bit more complex. But I know what you're talking about, the some of the boss fights. There's some in particular in the chapters where there's a boss, you hit him twice, they fly up and bubble, and then mobs come out. And
all right,
it's just
at the end of Profit and Plunder, that one.
That's exactly the one I was thinking of.
I
would love it if you just had 5 times more hit points and only have the ads come 3 times instead of 10 times. Because just like, oh man, it's like I'm reluctant to hit him.
Yeah, he basically, right. And you can't stop him. He goes invulnerable. No. Yeah. And I mostly play melee. Mostly. So I'm having to run around and kill all those dorks. Yes.
It's just, but anyway, I'm really enjoying the latest content. I think it's really fun to play through.
Nice.
Let's see. I got my personal record in Conquest last week. I got 12 characters to Conquest.
Nice.
I usually get about 7 to 9. But I was very proud, and man, now I'm swimming in. I'm swimming
like tech
coin
points and stuff. Oh,
yeah,
coins,
like, I've already upgraded some stuff to 340, and I'm like, now I'm already almost capped again.
Right.
I know, what a horrible problem to have.
Yeah, tough.
But
well, we know they're gonna. I mean, it's been a couple of updates, so I'm gonna guess that they're gonna be upgrading the gear again relatively soon. They haven't mentioned it in the dev stream, so I assume it's not for this one, but they'll do it again at some point, maybe for 7.5 or something.
They did it to 340, right?
It wasn't that long ago, but it was. It's been a while now. It's been a little bit. So
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
And I'm very excited because tonight Kitty and I are going to watch Bad Batch.
Nice. You going to watch all 3 in a row?
Oh yeah. It's her favorite Star Wars, like, of all. Nice. And I really, really like it too. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Already got dinner made, ready to go. I just have to heat it up, and zoom, bop, boom. We're watching TV and then falling asleep.
Nice.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I did a second stream late last night, and I was on like as it became active, and I did have someone say, "Well, It's I checked and saw you were on, so I was glad to watch you, but it's active now. I'm gonna go watch Bad Batch, and they just watched it the instant it popped in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's today, babe. I got dinner ready to go. We just have to heat it up and then boop boop.
And my wife and I will be watching it too. I don't know if she's not much of a binger, so we might just stretch it out a bit. I would hope that we can get all, because they're still not that long of an episodes, in terms of how long they are. So I'm hoping we can get it all done before the next week when they start dropping one at a time. But it's all good.
I assume it's maybe a little over an hour. I don't know exactly, but 22 minutes is usually around.
Yeah, they're really keeping to that old like TV, half-hour show, 22-minute sort of length time. So that seems to be what they want, what they want to do. So it's all good.
Yeah. I got some Kleenexes ready because I think it's going to get pretty rough.
Yeah, we'll see. I can't wait to find out.
That's it for me, Chill. Pass the torch to you.
All right, we got some folks here. Let's see, Sophia's here. 8HVDES, Bantha Mojito's here, Donk7, Darth Dirty Socks is here, Drapsnet, Japeo, Grothux, Immortalized Love, KB's here, Lisa Late Bloomer's here, Lofa, Lovebow, Robich, Squishy Twishy, Star Saber, Sukoki, and X Jarna are all here. Hello, thanks for coming around. And let's see, so what did I do since last episode? Did a lot on Freddie Mercury. He's now 80. I'm still enjoying the PvP, and I don't want to burn out on him. Like, I tend to burn out on characters, especially once they hit 80, and then especially like once they're geared up, because like there's no more improvements that can be made. So it's just getting through the story. But I don't want to, and I don't want to burn out. So I want to be able to do another character and then come back to him. So that way I can still do PvP, but not like feel like I'm in a slog where I just have to see the same character every day. So I made another character. They announced X-Men 97, which is also on Disney+. So if you're watching Star Wars, you can watch the X-Men. The original X-Men series is available right now. I've just started rewatching it for the very first time since like forever. And
since 97?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not quite since then, but pretty much. Like I watched it a lot in the 90s when it was an actual show, when it was being broadcast as a show. And I've seen it since. One? Yeah, the animated series. Yeah. Okay. And I think I had some of it on VHS tapes, that I had made myself and stuff like that. But this will be like the first time I've really rewatched the whole thing. And I have some time, but it's like mid-March or something like that when the first episode drops. So because of that being announced anyway, I wanted to make an X-Men related cosplay, and I've already done X-Men. Like I do a lot of superhero cosplays because like the hero abilities tend to translate pretty well to the abilities in SWTOR. Not always, but I pick ones that do. So I've already done Storm more than once actually, because I've done it on Satele, Shan, and on Starforge. Plus I've done Wolverine, Beast, Nightcrawler, Jubilee, Phoenix, Pyro, Kitty Pryde, and I forgot Psylocke on my list. I've done Psylocke too. And I've done Deadpool. He's sort of X-Men related. Oh, yeah. And other Marvel characters, plus some DC characters as well.
Wonder Woman.
But so I've done X-Men characters. So anyway, I've done a lot of specifically X-Men. I was a big X-Men fan. I mean, I read the comic when I was growing up, and so it was all good. I ended up choosing Cyclops. I made him a trooper story-wise, but with merc abilities, sort of like the Arsenal being direct damage felt very kind of appropriate for the optic blasts that Cyclops does. That's not really a dot sort of thing that he does. It's very much a direct damage sort of thing. So going with the Arsenal, even though I've been really enjoying actually the innovative ordnance on another character.
It's fun, right?
Yeah, and right, and especially at low levels, like Arsenal is so basic. Like there's nothing to do. It's one ability, basically. It's basically like one ability plus rail shot. It's you can use your tracer missile if you need a little AoE, and then eventually you get fusion missile, and very slowly. And even at level 80, it's a pretty simple spec. It's one of the easiest specs to sort of deal with. But I wanted to do some PvP on him as well, and I figured for a DPS spec, that's a pretty good spec for me, because I like to have a little survivability, and they have some very good defensive cooldowns. At higher levels, not so much yet, but
what level are you?
That's all good. He's still in Act 1. I don't remember the exact level, but we're about to do. I did another stream today. Did the Nar Shaddaa and the post Nar Shaddaa, so we're about to do Tatooine. So I think we're like 24 or 5 or 6 or something.
Oh, like okay, that. Yeah, you don't have anything.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Do you even have your interrupt?
I have an interrupt. Okay. Yeah, but I'll probably wait until 35 to do the Lobi, because at least that way I'll have heat seeker missiles, and it'll give me another button to push anyway. It'll be. You're literally just hard casting your one ability. Grav round if you're on one side, and the tracer missile, I think it's called, on as a merc. Anyway,
5 in a row, and then
it's a lot of fun, and I'm pretty happy with his look. Actually, I made him a Miralukan, so he's got the sort of the goggle look all the time. So even if there is a cutscene where his headpiece goes off, you're not going to see his eyes. So that way he's always wearing his goggles or glasses.
You should do it that if you do see his eyes, it ends the stream because you got shot in the face.
I guess that could
end it.
Yeah, I guess there could be an error where the character just suddenly shows up with no goggles, but yeah,
just some bright,
and then it's just dead. I'm pretty happy though with there are some blue and yellow dyes out there. Not a lot of them. I wish there was a few more, because there's only 1 or 2 that really work if you're looking for the blue and yellow X-Man look, and I'll probably make like a black sort of X-Man movie look at some point as well, but I haven't yet. I made a couple of
remind me to look and see what I have, because I have a bunch of dyes that I'll never use.
That's cool, but I'm actually pretty happy with his look so far. Okay. I even found like one of those helmets that kind of goes around the back of the neck and down the jawline, but doesn't cover the face or the hair, just like just like his version does in the comics. Anyway, it's pretty fun. Let's see, and also I chose Trooper because like Cyclops is like the leader of the X-Men. Mm-hmm. Trooper is very much about becoming the leader of a team. Felt very sort of thematically appropriate for him, so that was cool. Anyway, I'm really enjoying that too. Cool. And I feel this way I can, do a couple days on Cyclops of leveling, and then maybe do a day of Freddie Mercury at level 80 PvP, and then go back to Cyclops and not burn out on anyone. So yeah, I really like the Freddie Mercury one too. It's surprisingly accurate. It really does look like Freddie Mercury.
Right. And you've got your bobblehead to inspire you.
Yeah, I know. I bring it out a lot of times when I bring him up. I've got it. In fact, I got it right here, of course. But yeah. So thank you again for that. It's even the same outfit that I have him dressed in the movie. It's the yellow little military jacket with the white pants with the red stripe down the side. And I have the exact look in the game, like even the white pants with the red stripes down the side. So it's a lot of fun. So we'll bring us to the tip of the week. And I did have, it's weird. Last time I had a new achievement that I hadn't been able to work out on Ziost. And without really trying to, I just kind of realized, the guy who that you need to jump over happens to be over near that thing. I think I can jump it, and I could. I just kind of figured it out. And once again, I was doing Ziost dailies, and I found another achievement.
Oh, no way.
That I didn't have that I could figure out. Yeah.
Oh.
So, okay, like when you're doing Ziost, you almost always end up in that one building at the very end to turn in that one mission, and you get a lighter's dark side choice.
Right.
That place, right where that is, if you just look off to the left as you're facing that console, if you look off to the left, there's a little cubby hole, and there's a droid in there. And if you click on the droid, it'll just give you a warning message that says something's missing. Okay, well, it turns out there's 2 things missing, and you need to find both of them and then come back and click this droid to be able to do it. So there's basically 2 semi-corrupted data modules that you need to get, and then when you do that, you give them to the droid. Because it has 2 of them to overlap or whatever, and it figures it out, and it gives you a codex. It's not really a big deal, but it is a little achievement thing. And apparently there's another one that I haven't actually found out how you do. But anyway, there's two of them, and skip ahead if you don't want a spoiler on how to figure it out. But how to figure it out, there's two of them. The first one, and they're both items that you're going to click on, and it's going to put something in your inventory, basically. The first one is in the main base where you're turning in that mission later on, but also where you're picking up the missions originally. When you first leave the base, you take a left and you follow the main wall that you just got out of. You follow that wall, and there'll be a road, a bit of a road, and it'll kind of go up a little bit of a hill, and it'll kind of end up in this little cul-de-sac, this little cubbyhole area. And there's a building there that you can't go into, but there's also some objects. And in there is like there's an open box, and there's an item in the box, and you can click on it. It's one of the data, semi-corrupted data things. So that's one of the two things you need. The other one is pretty easy to find as well. At the end of the speeder mission, where you have to take the special speeder, and it sort of runs you through the little things, and it throws the little sensors into the things or whatever, and you get to the end and you jump off the speeder, and usually that's where I do the last bit of the that one mission, the binocular mission. But yeah, if you just turn around, there's a tent right in front of you. There's a couple of tents, but it's the tent right in front of you as you turn around, not the one next to you. There's a tent in front of you, and there's a couple of like computers in there, and one of the computers, it's very small, has a data file sort of slid into the slot, so you can barely click on it. It's like really hard to spot, but it is there. And once you have that second one, you go back when you turn in the missions, maybe that final mission, and you can now you can click on the droid. It'll give you a codex, and you'll get a part of it's like one half of an achievement. There's another achievement that includes probably some more similar sort of deals, but cool. I haven't figured that one out. So yeah, that was really fun. All right, so there you go. That's my tip of the week. If you're looking for a little achievement points, so if you have a tip of the week of yourself, send it for us. Send your tips to OotiniCast@gmail.com before the next show for a chance to win a Tonfon M83R droid code or M2B9 droid code, plus a 450cc code as well, all courtesy of BioWare. And that will bring us to the Mind Trap poll. So what we asked, it was right after the dev stream. What interests you most? And we'll be talking about the dev stream here in just a minute. But what interests you most about what was revealed in today's 7.4.1 dev live stream? So was it the Galactic Season 6 / Copero Stronghold, which was pretty awesome, the new Specular dies, date night for the 4 companions, or PvP Season 6? We had some pretty good amount of votes, 277 votes, and it was almost a tie. Date night squeaked by with 48% of the vote, and right behind it at 46.6% of the vote, less than 2% away, was Galactic Season 6 and Copero Stronghold. So, wow. And third place was the Specular Dies at 4.3%, so still some interest in that. I mean, the fact that they got any votes at all, shows you that the people love those things.
They're pretty cool looking.
Sadly, this PvP Season 6 only got 1.1% of the vote.
It was up against some pretty stiff competition.
Pretty stiff competition. So I like both of the leaders. I mean, I liked all 4 of them actually, but for me, I thought the Galactic Season 6 and Copero Stronghold took my vote. How about you, Kitty?
Season 6 and the Copero Stronghold.
Okay, yeah,
but what I went with.
Yeah, a rare time when neither of us voted for the winner.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
date night squeaked by. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. We'll be talking about that in just a minute. But yeah, and they've also I didn't put it in the show notes, but they did an sort of a extra announcement of just the date night, and it's on YouTube, and there's English, French, and German version of that video, and it shows the 4 companions who have the date night, and they're basically saying we should get out, we should take a moment and reconnect or whatever. It's pretty awesome. And so let's see, I think that's fun. There was only a few people who also responded to other things. One person did ask, so we're just done with seasonal companions now? Because now, last season, there wasn't a seasonal companion. There was a the droid that you went and did missions with, but he wasn't a companion.
Right.
And now there's going to be a stronghold, and the stronghold's actually where the mission pickups will be. But again, there's not a seasonal companion. And so I answered as the OotiniCast. They've mixed it up. We haven't heard from them say that they will never do a companion season again in the future.
Right.
It's just that they're trying not to make it like the same thing every time, which is
great.
Which I prefer. I totally get that there's probably going to be a companion season again in the future, and that's fine too. But I'm also glad that they've figured out other things to do, so it's not all the same thing. But it's all
really
good.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah. And let's see. So before we get to the news, let's do the Cantina talk. So this is a new segment, fairly new segment now, I guess, and it's an occasional one. We don't do one every week, or we pick out a voice actor from the literally hundreds who have voiced for SWTOR over the years. And this time, I looked through the X-Men 97 cast. So they announced the X-Men 97 cast, and it had a voice that I recognized immediately. And so I started looking through the other voices to see if there were any other SWTOR people. And the funny thing was, like, the second one, like the next voice I checked also had a SWTOR connection. But then I checked all the other ones, and those were the only two. So, but it's still pretty cool. It's like the fact that there's even more than one is kind of amazing. So, and I did also look for the original cast as well. Interestingly, the X-Men 97, they are, in many cases, it's the same people. Like Wolverine's the same, and Beast is the same. There's a bunch of them that's actually the same people. Unfortunately, a couple of them have just been changed for like who knows what reason. But then a couple of the voice actors from the original series have died in the meantime. And therefore they had to recast. And so, yeah, anyway. So let's talk about the main one. The main one is that Jean Grey is voiced by Jennifer Hale. And Jennifer Hale is our Satele Shan and Bastila Shan in SWTOR, which is awesome. So she's been on SWTOR and KOTOR, because she did it in the original KOTOR as well. And she's had roles in Clone Wars. She's had roles in Bad Batch and more in terms of Star Wars. Frankly, like she should really have her own separate Cantina talk, but she really is kind of the focus of this one, because you'll see why in a sec. She's also been in Mass Effect, so she's very, very much
big in Mass Effect, right?
Yeah, big BioWare stuff. So Mass Effect as well, World of Warcraft, and had some pretty big roles there as well. She's also been Jean Grey before. So she wasn't Jean Grey in the original X-Men series, but she's been Jean Grey sort of recently. Like there's a series called Wolverine and the X-Men in 2008, and she was on all 7 episodes of that. So she was June in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and she's done a ton of other things. She has a really long IMDb page.
Yeah, she's big in the acting world.
Yeah. And the original Jean Grey was Catherine Disher, who is still working, so she's not one of the actors who died or anything. But Jean Grey has been voiced by Jennifer Hale more recently, and so they just went with Jennifer Hale in this case, which is cool. I think the original voice actor did a fine job in the original series, but we all love Jennifer Hale. We all love our Satele Shan, and Bastila Shan, so it's pretty cool that we get to see that. Commander Shepard, right? The other one who has a SWTOR connection is the man who's voicing Cyclops. It's Ray Chase, and it's interesting because when he did SWTOR, it was pretty early on in his career, and so he's only credited with additional voices. He doesn't have like a particular named character in IMDb. I haven't been able to find any other sources that tell me exactly what he did in SWTOR, but Ray Chase was in SWTOR. He's been credited, just additional voices, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to pick up on that or not. But anyway, so his career has since taken off, so they did a good job of finding a good actor who was early in his career, and because he only had SWTOR was like his 10th credit ever. And for a voice actor, that's nothing, like for voice actors, that's like nothing. And he's done World of Warcraft, both before and after SWTOR. And he's done a lot of voicing for anime. So if you're anime fan, One Punch Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, a bunch of other stuff, you may recognize his voice. So he's going to be voicing Cyclops, and his name is Ray Chase. And so that's really exciting too. So that's really cool.
I am scrolling down Jennifer Hale's IMDb.
It's impressive, isn't it?
It's like I have my scroll wheel, and more than halfway down, I was like, all right, I'm going to count how many scrolls. And I went past 10, and I was not even all the way through. Jeez.
Yeah,
all the way back.
She's had quite the career.
Yeah, holy crap, 1988.
Yeah,
is when her first one comes up.
Yep.
Crazy.
And then I went through all the other character voice actors, and unfortunately, like not any other SWTOR ones. I think there's one that we can mention though as a Star Wars alum. So Gambit, voiced by AJ Locascio, probably pronounced like that. Sorry, AJ. AJ voiced Cal Kestis Previs in Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and he's also been Han Solo in Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, plus multiple other Star Wars games. So so Gambit will hopefully you'll be able to hear his voice in the Han Solo recently in Lego Star Wars and stuff like that.
Jennifer Hale was in Baldur's Gate 2 as Mazzy Fenton.
Nice.
It's just like, holy crap, she's in everything.
Yeah, she's had quite a career. And you understand why. She's got a great voice. She's strong awesome. Acting. It's really good stuff. Mm-hmm. Interestingly, this Cedric Smith, who was Charles Xavier in the original series, again, no connection to SWTOR. Interestingly, though, no Charles Xavier yet credited for the new series. And we know from, if you've seen the little preview trailer they put out for the X-Men 97 series, like there's a whole, you can kind of tell there's a reason for that. And whether one comes later in the series that just hasn't shown up yet, I don't know. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see. So that was really fun. Thank you, of course, Jennifer Hale. Looking forward to hearing you as Jean Grey. And of course, we always listen for a little hint of that, Satele and Bastila Shan.
Oh, yeah.
voice as well. So, all right. So let's get to the holo feed. It's basically all about the dev stream they did exactly a week ago. There's been actually surprisingly little, like a lot of times after the dev stream, it brings up questions or something, and they end up having to sort of like clarify things or whatever. But there hasn't been a lot of that this time. It's been pretty quiet since the dev stream. So we're going to talk about the dev stream, go over what was in it, and and to go over what little clarification there has been. So let's see. We'll start. Yeah.
Real quick, I would like to say Jackie had a cosplay of Satele Shan, and I want a Jackie skin.
Wait, you mean
no, not Satele Shan.
Lana.
Yeah. She did a cosplay of Lana Benico, and I want a Jackie skin for my Lana Benico. It'd be cool.
Like a customization.
Customization with as Jackie. I think that would be fun.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, that was really cool. And then afterwards, she, because like in the live stream, she was only on screen for like not very long at all, and kind of like had to squeeze in between the writers who were there because she went in during their segment. So you couldn't, you get it. You could see that it was a Lana Benico cosplay, but you couldn't get a really good shot of it. And then later she posted some photos of both.
Looked really good.
Yeah, the cosplay and also some of the making of sort of pictures, like how she was making like the shoulder armor and stuff like that. That was really cool. All right, so Galactic Season 6 is one of the things coming up in soon. We don't know the date. They didn't give us that, but it sounds like it's probably sometime in March, and we don't have an exact day or anything like that. Galactic Season 6 is called Building a Foundation, and we're going back to Copero, which is interesting. Copero we've only seen once. It was in the Traitor Among the Chiss, the flashpoint you skipped, Kitty, recently.
I know, like an idiot. And it looks so cool. I love the way that Copero looks.
Right, and it's one of the main. There's only a few Chiss planets. It's one of the Chiss planets. It's kind of the main one, I believe, in many ways. But it's where you get Reyna Temple as a companion, or you get her back if you're an agent. And that's the only time we've seen Copero. So it was interesting that they chose to bring it back. Partly, it's going to be the focus of the season. Basically, there's going to be a stronghold that you're going to unlock the basic part right away as you do the season, and then as you go into this stronghold, that's also where you're going to pick up your missions. So that's going to be interesting as well. So yeah, lots of little things going on with that. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember if there's ever been like a mission that sort of got picked up in a stronghold. There's sort of things that are similar-ish, but I can't really think of one that's like a proper mission.
There's a couple little things in the Alderaan stronghold.
Okay.
Like there's a skeleton that you find, and there's like a little mission that you can run that way. But
cool. Okay, I must have missed that.
I think there's another part too inside the Killik unlock spot. There's another mission back there. I don't know how missiony they are,
right?
Because I found that they were something of that sort, and I've been not wanting to do them because I like being excited about it.
Nice.
And then I forgot. You just reminded me. I'm like, oh, shit,
yeah, I never did that. Yeah. Yep. I know what you mean. So yeah, there'll be 3 mission unlocks on the track. So as you do the Galactic season, it will unlock 3 different missions. It'll also be unlocking parts of the stronghold through the Galactic seasons. And so in the end, what's going to happen is the story mission is going to give it access to the stronghold, 2 more rooms able to be unlocked through more story missions. So basically, as you unlock these story missions, it'll also unlock a couple more rooms in the Copero Stronghold, which is pretty sweet.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So it has that very much the Copero feel. Like a lot of the building styles are the same. It's jungly. It's very nice looking. Actually, they did a nice little flyby video that you can watch if you go to their Twitch channel. The replay of the dev stream is available there. And yeah, it's really good. Subs, if you're subbed during the Galactic season, you'll also gain access to 3 additional rooms through the Galactic season sub track. So in other words, if you're a sub during the season, you get access to the sub track on the Galactic season, and therefore you'll also get these additional unlocked rooms. It seems to be like sort of like 3 smallish rooms that are off of the main area that you get. So that's where those are going to be. And then 3 additional rooms can be purchased with cartel coins. And whether there's anything else, I don't know. The levels that you're going to get the missions are 115 and 40, which is kind of like last Galactic season. The large open main area is first, and then you get missions inside the stronghold. The sub rooms are side rooms, balconies, and at least one is on the second level. They weren't
That's cool.
100% clear, but it was clear that at least one of them was on the second level. Additional rooms include large areas up and down because they're sort of like on a cliff. Like the whole stronghold is basically on the edge of a cliff, and some of those rooms that you can get with cartel coins are actually kind of up and down the cliff, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to have any kind of zip line things like they did with the Rishi stronghold. You know how you can zip line down from your apartment? That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know any of those details exactly, even though there was the flyby kind of did show some of the up and down areas, but it wasn't clear like how you get from one to the other, if there's just an elevator button or who knows. So it'll be interesting to see.
It's cool
that.
Though. Yeah. I'm stoked for that.
And I'm one thing I'm kind of curious about that I haven't seen answered yet. Maybe we might even want to like try sending an email to them or something, is I'm not sure what you're going to be doing, what we're going to be doing with the Galactic Season tokens. Because I could totally see like unlocking these extra rooms with Galactic Season tokens, you know, even if it took like 5 or 6 or, you know, 8 of them or whatever, to get the extra rooms open. And it's not clear what else is going to be available for Galactic Season tokens this season. So hopefully that will become clear soon, or maybe we'll try to get a hold of them and see what they can say.
I think that would be a great idea on the sub track.
Yeah.
Having something to that effect, but we'll see. Also, I know, didn't they say that they were going to do another dev stream before the big update? I think they had hinted towards it.
Well, the Galactic Season is going to be for this one, and then the story one is going to be their next dev stream. They did say there's going to be a dev stream for the 7.5. But,
okay. Yeah. I misunderstood that. I thought that they were actually going to be doing another one next month.
Yeah. No, right. I don't know the timing exactly, but yeah, it'll be more about 7.5 rather than additional about this one, though. Yeah.
Cool.
It's all good.
7.5, that's a story.
Yep. Let's see. There's going to be Galactic Seasons, decos that are... there's going to be a Copero utility bundle. Some of the
looks pretty cool.
Right. Some of the utility decos are being updated in their looks. And
did you check those out close? Did you give them a good look?
Yeah, I mean, they're fine. They look a little nicer. There's a few more like glowing bits and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The little hooky do on the thing that you used to use, you don't really need it anymore, but you would use to add augments and stuff like that. And it had a really clunky looking like wrench basically on it. Now it looks a little bit nicer. It's more like a laser claw hand or something like that. Instead, it's a little nicer looking. The mailbox, there's a little panel on the front, and normally it has one little glowy area, but now it has a second glowy area that looks like it probably flashes in some way. So and this is one of the things that did get clarified since afterwards, and Jackie just confirmed that this is just all going to be updated in look. It's not like a new bundle that you need to collect or anything like that.
Exactly. They're going to update when the update comes through. You don't, as a player, have to do anything.
Right. Yeah.
They'll just automatically change to the new version.
Yep. So did you like the look of the Copero Stronghold? And is it one that you're going to be interested in like keeping as one of your mains or anything like that?
Yeah. I don't know. This is total dork. This is big nerd dorkiness. But I was kind of thinking of having it as mine and Kitty's house.
Oh, okay.
And decorating it together.
Oh, that could be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Big dork in love with another dork, so it works out perfectly.
Give her one of the keys, the special keys.
Be like, here you go.
Nice.
I just think it'd be kind of fun to do, and it'd be kind of cute.
Yeah. I really like the look.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll have to see how like the lighting is, because it looked like the lighting was pretty bright there. So I'm hoping that it would be like a good spot to like, show out, have your character and like actually be able to see how it looks in good lighting and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you've got a new look and stuff like that. Because I really like the Nar Shaddaa one. I've used that one because like right where it puts you in the stronghold, it's a great place to just throw down all your GTN and mailbox and everything.
Right.
And because of that, I haven't changed really at all. But the lighting is really yellow there. Like it's really hard to get good lighting in the Nar Shaddaa Stronghold. Like the whole Nar Shaddaa thing is that it's all kind of like this poisonous yellow atmosphere, and the lighting on the actual building is pretty yellow as well. So it all ends up being kind of yellow cast. So it'd be interesting to see like if the lighting's a lot better, it might be a good time to move. Actually, I'd like that.
I'm also wondering if the Copero Stronghold's going to have like kite decorations, because I know in the Flashpoint there's lots of kites.
Lots of those cool kites. Yeah, I would hope so. Or at least
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, be available something, or maybe that's one of the ones that comes on the Galactic Season track or something.
Yeah,
that's a great one. Yeah. Rockin' Donkey saying that he takes his pictures on Manon. It has the best lighting. So that makes sense. Manon has really nice neutral light, white lighting, especially right in that first area where you come into it. All right. In addition, they also talked about some enhanced specular dyes. So there's a red and pink one that's available now, and it's sort of a Valentine's thing. And next month, they said just as available soon, but it sounded like March, green and gold. So that would be St. Patrick's Day colors, or
Oh yeah, I didn't put that together.
But both of those both of ours are sort of the new specular dyes that have like the extra shininess built in and stuff like that. And they have some pictures and stuff. In the cartel market, there's going to be Prime Centurion and Gothic Master armor, and both are inspired by the Ahsoka series. The Prime Centurion was fine. I thought the Gothic Master was kind of amazing because it's Black Knight basically.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, it was very much right out of the Monty Python Black Knights.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, it has actually the helmet is a different style, and historians would definitely like smack me on the back of my hand for saying that. But actually, it looked really cool. Actually,
it's got the boots too. The boots that come to like a tip. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you noticed that, like the night shoes that they would wear that were sectioned up metal, and
the whole armor is sort of like sectional like that, which looked really cool. Yeah, I don't know how it dyes. It'll be interesting to see. Does it change the whole color? I think it does actually. They did show that one, I think, a little bit dyed with like one of the specular dyes, and it was like, oh okay, and it was mostly primary color with a little secondary or something like that.
I recently was going through Ahsoka, and it looks like the Rook armor. A lot like that character Rook. Right,
so that must be where they got the inspiration from.
Yeah.
So, and let's see. I was looking down. Yeah, I'm actually not seeing a picture of the Gothic armor in dye, but it'll be interesting to see for sure. They showed the other one with it, or another one with it with those dyes, but anyway.
Beep boop, beep boop.
Boop boop. And there's also some PvP track armors, Cunning Plunderer, Outlaw Battler. There's basically like 4 outfits that are actually, you can preview them in game now in your collections. They're not available yet, but they are already in collections. They're pretty similar to each other. I'm not, like if you like one, you're going to like them all. And if you're not interested in one, well, probably you're not going to be interested in any of them. And like a couple of them have a little bit of extra like lighting, piping, like stuff like that. It's a pretty solid, but to me, sort of unspectacular armor series of sets. But I don't hate them. But they're not. They didn't blow my doors off or anything like that.
You didn't need CPR after the.
No.
See, I will go for a whole set of armor if there's one piece on it that I think I would reuse. And I think that chest piece on the Pirate's Plunder would be worth it to me. Looks pretty cool. Okay. I mean, it's kind of nice to have things that aren't over the top, for lack of a better word. And those seem like kind of everyday Star Wars-y kind of outfit.
Right. Yeah. One other thing I was thinking about with the Gothic Knight is I haven't actually like done anything with them, but I was thinking of doing like and I sort of semi-created a Colossus character, and I think the Gothic armor, if it dyes, like if you can dye it with white or something, or gray armor and make it look like Colossus's skin, that might be really cool for me. That's just a me thing, but I could see people doing interesting things with that armor for sure, the Gothic Master armor. Let's see.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I'll have to get it. I don't have a choice still.
Exactly. All right. And let's see. Then the next thing that they talked about, well, actually they brought on Caitlin Sullivan Kelly, the lead writer, and Ashley Rule, narrative director. And this was to talk about the new narrative feature, which is personal time with companions, and they're calling it Date Night. So they're starting Date Night with companions that are from Coffee Kotet, basically because anyone can romance them. Like any other anyone else they choose, it's gonna be specific to a class. So, but Lana, Koth, Arkin, and Theron are all romanceable by every character in the game. Assuming you don't kill them off or whatever. Yes, we get it. You can kill off Arkin, you can kill off Koth, but anyone can actually romance any of those characters. And so that seemed like, I can see why that seemed to be a pretty good choice to start this off.
I feel like Chem Vol's going to be a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty late.
Be a little later on. You're not going to get that one right.
Although actually anyone who speaks Alienese might be a little easier. Wouldn't have to, bring in the a voice actor or anything necessarily. So, and then their goal is to do 1 or 2 companion romance missions after this every time there's a new Galactic season. So every time you see a new Galactic season, hopefully 1 or 2 companions will be coming back to do their date night romance missions. So we don't know every last detail about it, but it does seem to be like a mission where you talk to your romance companion. They say, hey, let's go out and do this or that. And apparently they're going to be like different. Like they're the missions themselves are going to have quite different flavors, so which is kind of cool. And so and they've done a little video. You can check it out on YouTube if you're curious more about like what it sort of looks like or feels like. And yeah, I think that'll be fun. I've definitely romanced all these characters on at least one character, but goodness knows I'm going to have a hard time figuring out which ones they are for some of them. Because I've done Lana a few times, I've done Theron a few times, I've done Koth like once, I've done Arkin once or maybe twice.
Spreadsheet for the win!
Yeah, I don't have a spreadsheet, so
I started keeping track a long time ago.
That is smart. You're gonna have to do that. I might have to like go back and watch your streams when you say, "Hey, we're doing date night on Arkin." I might, okay, let's watch this.
Sorry, Jill. I know you're a voyeur, but we're gonna need some personal space.
So yeah, I'm looking. I think that'll be pretty fun. And hey, it won the poll, so a lot of people are up for this.
Yeah, I was surprised how many people voted for it.
Yeah,
which is that's cool.
Yep. People love the story. I mean, that's what you get out of that. They also, while they were doing that, they talked about the fact that these companions, we already have one for Lana, but they're going to do cosplay kits for the other date night companions. So Koth, Arkin, and Theron will all have cosplay kits soon. It sounds like quite soon, actually, though. I mean, it didn't like sound like soon TM like we like everyone makes jokes about for devs. And then Jackie modeled her Lana cosplay that she's made over like I guess it was 6 weekends, which is pretty amazing. Even that, like, that's a lot of work. And it looked really good. Yeah, she did a good job, and she got some help too, it sounds like. But either way, tons of work. And really cool. So yeah, that'll be fun to see. And like I said, there'll be other date nights coming as well, but just they're aiming for 1 or 2 per Galactic season. So it'll be interesting to see how those come. Like, do they bring back the character for other things as well or not? I mean, because like some of these folks who did the romanceable companions are, they're like very busy actors, and like it's going to cost some money to bring them in. So like, are you just doing the date night, or is the companion going to also do something like story related or something like that? It'll be interesting to see how they work that. Anyway, all right, and then Eric Musco and Keith Koenig, who Eric Musco is the lead game producer, and Keith Koenig, the executive producer, talked about Shea Vizsla Apex server transfers. So, and the numbers have changed a little bit since the original announcement. So now instead of 2 million credit limit per character, it'll be 15 million credit limit per character. Interesting, because it's quite a bit more, but it's still they're clearly not trying not to let it like become like a huge inflationary thing. Like if they allowed 1 billion per character or 4 billion per character or whatever, that would be a lot different from what they're doing. So, but I'm glad it's not 2, because my poor character on Shea Vizsla is like really, really sucking for credits.
I know, mine is too. I went on there to, just kind of log in so I get my login rewards. And I'm like, God, I can't even afford to level up a companion.
Yep.
With companion gifts.
That's right. All of her companions are low level. It's really sad.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, when you do these, the 15 million credit limit, the character also needs to be level 20. So you can't, and the reason for that is that if you're a subscriber, and basically active subs since January 2nd will have 16 free transfers to Shae Vizsla only for 30 days after transfers open. And for 90 days, all subs, even if you don't quite fit within that category, that first category, you'll get a 50% discount, or if you use up all your 16 free transfers, I suppose, we'll get a 50% discount for 500 cartel coins on transfers to Shae Vizsla, regardless of whether you got the free ones or not. And credit and character levels requirements will still apply even if you're paying the 500 cartel coins. So they really are trying to make sure that that Shae Vizsla doesn't explode in terms of its inflation. The requirements may be adjusted in the future, but that's how that's basically going to work. And they did, like I said, they did the minimum level 20, so you can't just like make 16 characters at level 1 and just send them over with, after sending them to your bank once to grab a bunch of credits. So yeah. And let's see. They did talk a little bit about 7.5, which will be the next story one. We don't really have a good idea. 7.4.1, this is where they did say that it's targeted for March release. When exactly in March, we don't know, but we'll figure it out. But 7.5 is going to be the next story update, and they didn't mention anything about 7.4.2 or anything like that, so it does sound like it's going from 7.4.1 right to another story update, as far as I can tell. 7.5 story update is going to be called Desperate Defiance, and we're going to be going to Hutta. So much as like the Empire characters who have never been able to go to Ord Mantell before, well, Republic characters, along with the Empire characters, will be going to Hutta. So that's pretty cool. And they also let us know that Lane Vizsla's research will have come to fruition. Now, exactly what that means, we don't know. We still don't know how the Basilisk war droid thing is going to work. Is it a companion? Is it a mount? Is it a pet? Is it more than one thing? Is it something else completely? We don't know. But apparently coming to fruition tells me that we're basically at the end, hopefully, of that little arc that's been going on since Runic. And there was more of it on Ord Mantell, which you'll also presumably have to do. And there's probably going to be more you have to do on Hutta as well. But so it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Do you have a preference out of those? Let's say it's just those three things and it's not some weird combination or something new altogether. It's pet, mount, or companion.
Companion.
You'd rather have it be a companion? Cool.
Love it.
I think that would be really cool. Yeah.
Because I already have the mount.
It's true. They right. There's basically a war droid in the game as a mount, so that would be a lot more unique, I guess, as a companion. So yeah, and I think it makes sense that it wouldn't be a pet because pets are usually smaller, and like this is supposed to be a war droid, and there's no such thing as a little tiny war droid. The Mandalorians didn't make any of those, so. Well, although there's a couple of really big pets in the game, there really are.
I mean, they could totally blow our minds and make it a mount and a companion, like a companion you can click on in a certain way, and then you get to mount up on them. That would be very cool. That would make sense too, as far as the story goes, because the Basilisk are supposed to have some sort of like bond with the rider, even though they're mechanical. Yep.
Yeah, I think they talk about that, well, probably multiple places, but where I remember it is from this Old Republic novel, the Revan one.
Yeah. I just got to that point.
Nice. Yeah, and they do talk about how there's like a connection built between the war droid and the rider, and it's it's one of those skills that sort of developed over time. It's not something that can be easily you can sort of jump on one and fight, but apparently it's like not easy, and it's a lot better if you are connected to your war droid. It'd be interesting, if there was like if they were a companion, but you could also like do some fighting of some sort, even just basic, even if it just had like a couple of abilities, like you could stomp or throw fire or whatever a little bit. That'd be interesting.
That'd be really
cool. Way cool. It seems like it could be doable, but I have no idea what it would look like. But anyway, so that's 7.5, Desperate Defiance going to Hutta, and the Lane Vizsla research coming to fruition. Again, not exactly clear 100% what that means, but it's telling me it's hopefully that's basically at its end.
Yeah, there's a prize coming.
Right.
There is a reason for all of this due diligence that people are going through.
Right. There's also a new spring event, but they weren't able to give any other details on that, like what it was, what it's about, or exactly when it's coming out, although presumably spring, so sometime between March and June. And there's more in 7.5 that they weren't even able to talk about yet. That's all they could say, which makes sense. So good stuff. Yep. And also, if there's a redeem code, so LOTS, short for Legacy of the Sith, LOTS Krovos, Krovos. So LOTS Krovos, Krovos. And the capitalization doesn't matter, just mush it all together. And it's that code is good until February 29th, so it's still active for a little more than a week, and you'll get a Darth Crovos Stronghold deco. And it's a poster kind of like the other ones. I put one out on my own personal account, and it looks good. Actually, I like this one a little better than some of the other ones. She's looking very stoic, sort of standing there looking strong with her lightsaber sort of vertically held just in front of her chest. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it does look good.
I like that one a lot. And yeah, anything else that you remember or notice from the dev stream that you wanted to mention, Kitty? Anything like that?
Nope, not that I can think of now. As soon as we stop, I will.
Yes,
I'll be
of course.
flooded with ideas, but not right now.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think. And there's a cartel market sale on right now. Yes. A lot of things are on sale, especially there's sort of a theme. Like if there's an armor especially that's related to one of those companions from the date night. So like Theron's armor, Arkan's mask, Lana's outfits, Koth's outfits. There's variations on all those that are on the cartel market, and they're basically all of them on sale. Plus other things too, and a couple of them are really cheap. And there's some deco bundles that are on sale.
Yes.
Some of those for really, really cheap as well. I know. I got to get a couple of those before they go away. I actually did buy Arkan's mask because I had never had it before, and I think it's at some point I'm going to want that. Yeah, it's really not bad at all. And I thought it was a little more than that. I thought it was 80, but or something like that. I thought it was.
I know it's 90% off.
Yeah, it's 90% off.
Maybe it is 90%.
This is definitely the time to do it. It's definitely the time to do it, though. If you like the Arkan's mask and you think you'll ever use it, this is definitely the time to get it. But yeah. And Kitty Treats is warning us that because of the bundle sales, if you're buying single decos, check and find out if they're in a bundle first, because there's a lot of bundle sales, and a lot of the bundle sales are really high percentages off as well. Some of the armors, in the 20 to 30 to 40% range, and then some of it, like I said, is in the 80 to 90% range. But several of the deco things are pretty cheap, like 50% or even higher as well.
Yeah,
so
less
it's good
than
stuff.
200 cartel coins for some of them.
Yeah.
So I bought like 2.
Yeah, I'll have to check out some of those deco bundles especially. So good stuff.
Didn't they say that was going to be going through the rest of the month?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So
too.
Got a little more time on that, but not a ton. And yeah. So anyway, anything else going on, Kitty? Anything going on your streamer that you want to talk about or anything like that?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
All right, then go watch that Bad Batch.
I'm gonna.
Yep. I'll probably start at least one episode tonight. Like I said, my wife's not a binger, but we'll get it done one way or the other pretty soon. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, and we don't know exactly when in March point 1 will be dropping, but presumably that's also when Galactic seasons will start. I didn't get a strong sense of whether the PvP season is going to be tied to point 1, or if we're going to have to wait for point 1 or not.
The PvP season starts on Tuesday.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
I think that's the 27th.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I think you're right. That would be. Yeah. So that will be good. So PvP season coming back up. So I'll be looking forward to doing more Freddie Mercury and probably other people too. And how about you, Kitty? Are you going to be doing PvP this season?
Yeah, I would love to do PvP with you on Starforge.
That sounds great.
Level up some characters.
All right.
I got one ready to go.
It sounds good. That's a show. If you'd like to play with us in the Utini Knights Guild on the Republic side of the Satele Shan server, or in our
Utini Rage
Guild on the Empire side, do a C-Join Utini to join the Utini channel, then let us know you're a fan of the show. You can email questions and comments about the show to OotiniCast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter using @OotiniCast or Mastodon @OotiniCast@mastodon.world. You can find contact details for us on our website, OotiniCast.com, which includes how to subscribe using iTunes and the rest. We record the show live bi-weekly on Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, streaming at twitch.tv/OotiniCast. And our theme song is Doomsday by Jean-Paul Zogby. And thank you to the chat room.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll see you next show.
I missed my Zogby. I was typing goodbye to everybody.
All right. And let's see, is there anyone we should go specifically to raid on? Let me go to the dashboard so I can see my raid button here.
Londoa's on. LONDOWA.
Oh, yeah. We like him. Let's go ahead. Let's go raid Londoa. Thank you for coming, everyone. And yeah, so we do PvP on mostly Starforge, but our main server is still Satele Shan, so we haven't changed that thing at the end of the thing, but it's getting more complicated. Anyway, here we go.
Bye, you guys.
All right, let me go say hi to Londoa, and then let me go ahead and I'll stop the stream, stop the recording.